Welcome to my channel once again. Today our discussion revolves around the 5 stages of marriage. When is the marriage very strong? When is the marriage very weak? When is the marriage likely to end in divorce? When is the marriage at a very stable stage? What are those interventions that we need to make when the marriage is weak? And what are we supposed to do when it is strong and sailing and it looks very safe? And what happens when we actually discover the marriage is on the rocks? What should we do? Join me in this discussion, but before we go in there, kindly like this video, subscribe if it is your first time, and if you're returning guest, thank you so much. Like, give us a comment, and let us share and grow together in this journey of life. Okay, welcome once again. Now, we are talking about marriage life. I mentioned before that there are 5 stages of married life that we need to watch out. Some watch out very keenly because they are likely to result into uninteresting scenarios, while other stages we need to observe and pick a point or two why the stage is just like that. Okay, stage number 1. People fall in love. Yes, and they are butterflies and the emotions are so high, and everyone, you want to be with each other all the time. You are talking, you are calling each other. There is, just those sweet nothings. You have dated, you have been in courtship, you have now married, you've gone for honeymoon. And so I will call this the honeymoon stage, where you go out there. Everything the other person says is funny, and you're carrying each other. An old man turns to be baby, the woman is baby, so I don't know who is babysitting who. The woman calls the man baby, the man calls the woman baby. So who is the babysitter? Both of you maybe at that stage are babysitters. Okay, the honeymoon stage. Everyone is baby. Everyone is honey. Everyone is sweetie. Everyone is, come on, the sweet pie. You call each other every sweet name in that stage. Now, that is a very fragile stage. If that stage is not handled very carefully, stage number 1, the honeymoon stage, the baby stage, babysitting stage, if it is not handled very well and very carefully, stage number 2 is likely to be very difficult. So let's look at stage number 2. Stage number 2, you've come from the honeymoon, you put your house in order, and you're probably setting the rules the way your house is going to operate. Now, in this stage number 2, women make so many mistakes. They are so much in love. Let me first drink my healthy drink before I talk about this stage, the mistakes that come, so that I can have enough energy. Now, this is a very healthy drink. I've made it out of honey, bicarbonate of soda, lemon. It does so many wonders to the body. Look at my skin, no makeup. I don't do makeup. I'm 55 years old. There are things that keep me going, okay? Okay. Now, stage number 2, you've come back and packed your bags. Mistakes that are made are like this. The girl is like, honey, I can manage to clean the house by myself. We don't need a maid. She's going to be an inconvenience. And remember that everything you set in this stage, if you're a lady, anything you set in this stage is going to be a rule. So be careful of what you set. You will say it jokingly, in a loving manner. You probably want to please your man. And whatever you set at this stage is going to be a rule. Okay, so rule number 1, you set it yourself, and you say you don't need a maid, you don't need a helper. Even someone who comes in to wash the clothes, you don't need. Even someone who just, comes in to clean the compound, you don't need. So you start doing the work. You start doing the work by yourself, and of course the man will not help you. If they help you, the help is really going to be very minimal. And so you work yourself hard through this stage. You work so hard, you get frustrated, you start getting angry, and probably a pregnancy comes in. Now, by the time the pregnancy is coming in, you are not going to change the rules, sweetheart. The man is already used. You mentioned you don't need a maid, so go ahead and do the work. Now, when the pregnancy comes in, you become so angry, you become so quarrelsome, emotions are changing. And so, this stage number 2 is the stage where weak men run out of the home. They run out of the home because they can't stand you. They can't stand your grumbling. They can't stand doing the chores in the house. They just can't stand your emotional changes because the pregnancy has come in. And so reality sets in. Now, in stage number 2, when reality sets in, the things you talked about each other are tested. You know, on the wedding day, you're saying, oh, he's so patient, oh, she's so kind, or she's so hardworking, she doesn't complain, she's so understanding, she is, everything, caring. All those qualities are put to test at stage number 2. Now, guess what? You quarrel so much, the man runs out of patience, runs out. The man you said was patient is not there. The woman you said was so caring, she used to iron your shirts and do everything, she can't do it anymore. She's tired. She can't handle, she can't manage. She can't do the work, she can't take care of the pregnancy, she can't do the cooking, she can't go to her office, all at a go. And guess what? She's no longer caring. All the attributes you saw in each other. Stage number 2 is the testing ground for all the attributes. Now, at this stage, you either sit down and discuss and come together and realize that you're heading for danger, or you escape. Men always escape, or women can choose to shut down and be quiet and enter into that depression mode, and then set a foundation for an ugly stage number 3. Or if you work on this situation, you set a beautiful platform for stage number 3. Now remember, stage number 1, you made a choice for how stage number 2 is going to be. Stage number 2 is going to set a foundation for stage number 3, either good or bad. Now, when this depression has happened, the pregnancy has come, and probably in stage number 3 is what I call the very fragile stage. It is a stage where men cheat and women run away from their homes. Or it is a stage where the bond is so strong, setting a foundation where everyone is admiring your kind of marriage. So what is likely to be your stage? If you mismanage stage 2, you're pregnant, the baby has come in, of course there is going to be divided attention. So at stage number 3, women focus so much on their children. Everything, even when they are working, you hear them say, I'm working for my child. Even when they are suffering, they will say, I'm suffering for my child. The husband ceases to be in the picture. In stage number 1, it was we, my husband, I'm going home, my husband. Stage number 2, I'm washing my husband's shirt, I'm cleaning, my husband likes my own food. I have to do everything for my husband, my husband, my husband. When things go wrong in stage number 3, it becomes, I live for my child. I'm working so hard for my child. It's my child that matters. Everything else doesn't count. So attention shifts from the husband to the child. Now, guess what? When a man doesn't get attention, then he goes to look for it. Of course, women don't realize that once the attention, they get the emotional attention, their satisfaction from the child, and they forget about the man. So at this stage, when the man feels neglected, they go look for attention. They start by going for the club, they start by going for the football, they start by going with the big boys, bam bam, cheating with the big boys. They go and chill with the big boys. Now before you know it, the slave queens come in, the attention you denied him, they give it to him, and at this stage cheating happens. When cheating happens, either the woman will run out of the home or she will choose to stay and work on this relationship, or she can stay and live with this marriage which is on the rocks. Now, if things are not worked on, if things are worked on, you are going to have a solid relationship, unbreakable friendship, and the marriage that sets from that stage will last a lifetime. It will last happily ever after. It will last forever, forever, and for good. But if it is not worked on, it leads to the next stage. Of course, the man is cheating, and the woman may also decide to cheat. That is stage number 4. And so at stage number 4, it is a no emotion period. There are no emotions. You continue producing children, no emotions for each other. The man just comes, sleeps, the woman receives the pregnancy, she raises it, produces children, she continues to put her energy in her children, the man continues with his flings, or even the woman starts going out with other men to get that emotional satisfaction. And so, no emotional period, you take each other for granted. The woman doesn't mind whether there is food at home, whether they have cooked. So it is the maid at the center of this stage of the family. It is the maid cooking, it's the maid doing everything. She is the one that is in charge of all in the home. So the man asks for his shirts from the maid, the woman asks for her things from the maid, the children are asking for things from the maid, and so some men even end up having this maid as a side chick. And so you see the no emotion period. He has no emotions for anyone, not even for the maid, not even for the wife. He's just doing things. Even the woman has no emotion for anyone except her children. Sometimes these emotions are misdirected. The anger that she has for the man turns to the children, and so the woman starts beating the children, beating them really hard, and there is a lot of depression in the home. Now, these things are happening between 1 and 2 years. Those are years of honeymoon. 3 to 4 years, then those are years of stage 2. In most cases, marriages at the 5th year, they end. At the 3rd year or the 5th year, they end. And then that other period comes in. Either it is good, strengthening, or it is bad. And so you go into the no emotion stage. Then you go to the last stage. This is about 25 years. Now, if your marriage survived 3 years, survived 5 years, it survived 11 years, and it has gone up to 25 years. If it survives 25, then there is never going to be divorce in that home. Why is it 25? That is very key in determining your marriage. At 25 years, it's an empty nest stage. The children, of course, have grown. They have gone out of the home. They are in universities. You no longer have primary kid children. You don't no longer have primary kids. And so the house is empty. It is the two of you. Now remember the lady who was so keen minding about her children, and the man was going out, and life seemed to be, escapism was so big. There was so much escapism in the home. Now here it's the two of you. Now guess what? At this stage, when the children are no longer there, the woman has nothing to suffer for. She will treat you exactly like you treated her when the marriage was starting, when you were young, when you were still a young couple. If you treated her bad, at this stage of the emptiness, her children are not there, she doesn't know what to do with you, you don't know what to do with her, because all the time she had no time for you, she was always with her children, she will treat you exactly like that. Because at this stage she's confident, she's self-conscious, she has discovered herself. She no longer relies on you to admire her or to affirm her or to assure her of your love. She's already a person of her own. So what she will do, she will treat you really bad if you were bad to her. But if you are good to her, at this stage she will treat you like a king, because it is the two of you. There is romance, there is remembrance of the times that you met. And so things are likely to be good or things are likely to be bad. Now to you young couples, what is it that you're doing to this woman that you'd want her to return to you when it is after 25 years of you being together, or even 10 years, because she will keep treating you the way you treat her. She will honor you the way you honored her. If you disrespect her at a young age when she's confident enough, she has probably turned 30, 40, she will treat you really bad, and you'll have nothing to do except pack your bags and run out of your own house. So I plead with you, let these marriages, these relationships be very good. Treat your spouses well and live each stage with a mindset that when things go bad, you sit down and you work on them and you forge a way forward for your own sake, for your own integrity, and for the sake of your children. There's nothing good as children getting married, graduating when the parents are together and they are talking. Of course, there are some separations that happen and they are beyond our control. For instance, a man just decides to run away from you. You can't help that. Runs away with another woman. You can't help that. Oh, I mean, he's a beater. He mistreats you and all that. So such cases we cannot tell. But if it is within your power, work on your relationship, your marriages, and grow together and let your children look at both of you in that home. That will have set a foundation for them. Thank you so much for staying with me up to this while, and kindly subscribe if it is your first time. If you're a returning guest, thank you. Like, share, and go through the channel, check out on all the other videos. See you another time. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.